as we discussed previously, I have shown this slide many times. If you can here two slides I kept here. I mean like two images I kept in single slide. If you understand all the things, keywords and all the images in this slide of two images, you'll be having good knowledge. And if you can able to interconnect all these things, that means HTTP and TCP. Someone asks you, hey, explain the relation between TCP and HTTP. You have to explain the relation between HTTP and UDP, how this HTTP data will be transmitted as a bits, how this HTTP data will be transmitted over Wi-Fi or Ethernet, how it is linked. If you are able to explain the things properly, then might be I can say you'll be having very good knowledge of these things. Okay, and what is HTTP and HTTPS FTP? The relation between those three and TCP. How these HTTP, TCP, and Wi-Fi link. You had to explain. You had to tell a story for that. Hope you're understanding what I'm telling. Okay, I'm not going to explain about layers and all everything. You have to. Okay, then it's something when we had to use HTTP protocol and TCP. It's something like that. You can imagine you're sending telegram, instant communication. You're writing a postcard. Yes, data will go, but no security will be there, no acknowledgement will be there. Inland letter, security will be there, but no acknowledgement. That means you don't know whether the data is received by receiver or not. And if you come to this uh, register first, security will be there, and again acknowledgement will be there. Okay, so if you want, you can send the data as parcel also. A bigger data or so much content is there. Okay, so some of the things like this. And if we come to HTTP, there are three versions are there. I'm not going to explain each one. Directly, I'm going to tell you about HTTP3. Okay, HTTP3 uses HTTP protocol, so it became very fast. It won't use other HTTP3, HTTP2 and HTTP1 version uses TCP. Little slow they are compared to HTTP3 version, but if you see the underlying working, all three versions uses HTTP mechanism. Okay, and one more great advantage of HTTP3 version is it uses QUIC and it uses the same ID even though there is a change in the IP address of the client. I'm not going to explain how the connection client and server. Okay, client can change the IP. If the client IP changes also, connection won't be tiered. Same connection will be. Even Wi-Fi to 5G. This is one of the greatest feature of 5G. You, we can migrate from Wi-Fi to 5G. That is a feature of 5G. Even such scenarios, connection will be continued. Okay, that's one advantage of HTTP3. And again, as I mentioned to you, HTTP is uses when we had to use HTTP, when I had to use FTP, when I use telnet. HTTP simple. There is a web page transfer, web pages you want to view. So in that case, you have to keep the content HTTP server and you have to use HTTP protocol. FTP protocol, if there is single file somewhere, the files might be software files or my Word documents or might be some kind of files. I want to share my zip folder. I want to share. I want to share my all my photos or I want to share my movie file from with my friends, my relatives and all, then you can use FTP protocol. Telnet, just I want to log into some device, a Linux machine or a router. I want to verify the health of the device or health of the might be configuration of the device. In that cases, I had to use telnet. Maybe you can implement if you want HTTP on UDP or TCP, FTP also if you want, but in general FTP implemented on TCP transport layer protocol and telnet also over TCP transport layer protocol. Then again, if I want to load the file, either I can use FTP protocol or TFTP. TFTP uses UDP protocol, FTP uses TCP protocol. Okay, and It is like here acknowledgement will be taken care by TCP, but in this case acknowledgement will be taken care by TFTP only. Okay, it's a little faster than FTP. Okay, so each one is having its advantages, disadvantages, everything. Okay, it's up to us how to implement, what to implement. Some standard guidelines are there, but if you want, you can go with on your own way also. Okay, in generally all these uh, guidelines are driven by standard bodies. Okay, these people are telling how TCP has to be implemented, how HTTP has to be implemented. Okay, because why? Because when you are running HTTP server that is used by multiple HTTP clients and all, so all people has to have same kind of working mechanism. That's why you have to follow the standard bodies. But if you want, you can implement the things on your own also. Okay.